Is one of the reasons why a lot of folks say Hillary Clinton didn't win, is that in Michigan and Wisconsin, Jill Stein was on the ballot, and that was the 20,000 vote gap. So the fact that Democrats are now paying attention to how third-party candidates are showing on the ballot says they've learned from their mistakes and they're going to pay attention. And not only that, but you're going to see the president make visits to these states. We saw the vice president for the first time in American history make the visit to an abortion clinic in Wisconsin. So it's very clear that the White House is paying attention to these things. The Biden campaign is paying attention to things. Now the question is how will these third-party voters, how will they show up, understanding that 25% to 1/5 of Republican voters at this point in time did not vote for Trump, even though there's no other candidate in the race?
Well, and I will say, David, our recent Fox News polling in Arizona and Pennsylvania showed head-to-head Trump has a significant gap within many of these, 4 or 5 points, that kind of thing. When you throw in the third-party candidates, it ties up the race in a lot of these cases or closes that gap.
Yeah, for the party that's for democracy and elections, that doesn't prevail when it potentially costs them from winning the White House. Interestingly, we should be, and we are. We're actually for candidates. We are for candidates actually being on the ballot. That's why we don't have a problem with Kennedy being on the ballot. We're not trying to get Kennedy off the ballot in Pennsylvania and in Nevada.
But in some of those
Arizona.
places, it pulls from Trump. It looks like
Richard's party is. That's why they have an entire law firm now set up at the DNC to counter third-party candidates. But let me just say this. In a state like Michigan, it's not a third-party candidate that's going to cost Joe Biden. It's his EV policies that are going to put union workers out of business and out of employment. It's going to cost him a state like Michigan.
The same union workers that just endorsed him?
Well,
no, just checking.
Union leadership may have endorsed him, but we'll see what rank and file members do.
There's also the issue of more than 100,000 people who showed up to vote uncommitted because they're very unhappy, the Arab American community, about how he's handling Israel-Hamas. So there are all kinds of landmines out there.
I agree that there are landmines, and I think that's why you see this White House making a clear shift on how they're doing their Israel-Gaza policy. And I mean, you saw the vice president, when she was down in Selma at Bloody Sunday, sort of say, we do need a ceasefire now, and you see a lot of pressure on Bibi Netanyahu to do that.
10 seconds, David. Give you a final word.
Joe Biden's biggest problem is Americans know he has caused things to be more expensive and the border to be less secure, and he doesn't have a defense for it. Well, and Donald Trump can say, look, we had a good, strong economy when I was president.
Well, those are the top two issues. We'll see.